Hi everybody, Bob Stafford, Trademaster Bob, and it's December the 13th, and I just want to give you an update of what I've gotten done in the last month. As you can see, I've got trains running on the N-scale loop and on the HO loop down here in the bottom. And I've gotten more roadbed installed. I've worked a bit on redoing the tracks over in the next room over where the cement mill is, and getting that ready to tie into this side of the house. So without any more ado, let me take you around and let me show you what I've done. Let's start down here on the bottom level. So we got a double track HO loop down here in the bottom, and we got a double track in-scale loop running above it. Roderick left 3 of his passenger sets over here for me to run. Left me his Cato Broadway Limited, his Cato 20th Century Limited, and also his Southern Pacific Daylight with a GS4 Northern on it. Very sharp looking train. That's over in the storage yard right now. Well, we're on the closet side of the peninsula here. The bottom level is the HO scale loop. The next set of tracks up is the Susquehanna-Hudson River main line, climbing up out of the valley and heading into the Pocono Mountains. There's a siding there that we're going to call Hillside, and then the N-scale loops are beyond the siding there at Hillside. And in the far distance is where the No-Licks is, and we're going to have some bridges going over the river, and a backdrop installed here in the future to break that scene up so you won't be able to see through anymore. We got our active staging yard here in the bottom. This will become our Jersey City staging yard. And in the N-scale yard is just above it. It's 5 stub tracks to hold Roderick's passenger trains in. There's this Daylight train sitting up there in one of the storage tracks now. And nothing's changed on the top of the No-Licks yet. Track is there, still in need of being continued around the rest of the layout. Roderick gave me a gift for a certificate for a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood for my birthday in November. So I'll be getting a sheet of plywood pretty soon and doing some more work on this top level. And then looking over here at the main part of the layout, I've gotten some sub-roadbed and some roadbed installed, and even a bit of track. So I'll show you what I've gotten done. I've gotten the track installed and coming out of the workshop through the wall here, and I've got it looped around behind me, and I'll show you how I handled getting the turn back curve. The track comes out of the shop and goes through the closet wall here in order to get my turnback curve and keep it at a 30-inch radius. And it comes back out of here and onto the layout, back on the layout. And inside the closet, I'm going to have an interchange with the Pennsylvania Railroad. I'll show you here where that's going to be taking place. A wide piece of sub-roadbed there is going to be the Pennsylvania Railroad interchange. It's going to be 2 tracks, a delivery track and a receiving track. And it'll just stub in inside of the closet. And once the main line comes out of the closet, it's going to come into this spot right here, which is going to be music. I'm choosing the name music because that's where Russell was originally from, and he's a coal miner there. He worked in the various mines in the music area. He was in 3 mine collapses, and he was my mother's second husband, and he was probably the best thing that ever happened to her and to my little brother. From the east end of the siding here at Music, the main line's going to continue up a 1.8% grade and work its way around the end of the peninsula. And this peninsula is going to become our coal mining scene. We're going to have a colliery up here. This is just the leftover from my old layout at Granite Falls. It's been in a box for the last 12 years and pretty beat up from being moved around. So this is going to be replaced by a new building. Nick Muff has taken the plans from 1982 Railroad Model Craftsman series on anthracite mining, and he's drawn me up an HO scale set of plans for me to build a new colliery breaker. And the breaker will be the Wilbur Mining Company, and it will be the Russell Breaker, again named after Russ Wilbur. And down on the bottom here, coming from the switch, we're going to have a branch line. It's going to come all the way around on the end here. I have to extend the bench work out a couple inches, and into the corner there. And I'm going to have a load out facility there to load raw coal from a mine directly into hopper cars to be transported to the breaker. Thinking it's going to be something like the load out at Wannabe. So once we climb the top of the hill, we're going to come up to another area where I got all the basic roadbed in place. And the third level of track here, this is going to be Coaldale. And I'm going to make this into some industries and industrial area here. And right here in the beginning, in the front here, basically I want to try to make this like the wall in Scranton along the Lackawanna River with the different layers of track with the rock walls in between them, separating them and level them up the side of the river. That's my idea how to handle this scenic problem here with the 3 levels of track. And here Coaldale, I just got a piece of roadbed mocked up right now to show you how the track's going to come out of Coaldale. It's going to be curving around. And then joining this section up here, this is going to be the main yard for the railroad up here. Right in here is where eventually the engine terminal will be. And this is the area where the main yard is going to be. Looking at 5 double-ended tracks in here for my main arrival, departure, classification, all-purpose tracks. Got to come off a series of 4 curved turnouts at this end of the yard. And to keep the wiring straight in my head, I just made this quickie hand-drawn diagram of the track schematic showing which rail is getting the red wire and which rail is getting the black wire. I started with black and back, which is a great thing to remember. But as we loop around, we make some changes, we end up with black in the front in a few areas and red in the back. So this helps me keep things straight and avoid shorts as I'm wiring the layout. And as I was walking around the house to the shop room, I could hear Amtrak coming, so I thought I'd give you a view of the Amtrak train to Vancouver. Well, to go from the main part of the railroad to the part that's in the shop, you got to come out the front door here and then duck into the shop door. Okay, this is where the track comes through the wall from the other room. I got a renter, it's got a couple of little terrier dogs, and every time I walk in here and they're not home, these dogs go nuts. Not much I can do about it. But this is where we're coming through the wall, and then this in here is the remains of my original layout. Yeah, I've been working this week in the shop area here. I removed everything that was on this part of the layout originally, between the edge and up to the original mainline track. And I've got the line coming in from the main railroad room tied into this now. As you can see where it goes through the shop wall between the shop and the modeling room. And this is the last surviving part of the old layout. This was the bath on the old layout, and the yard here is intact. I just reconfigured the tracks at the other end to make a long runaround track, so when we come in from the main room, we can pull in here with a train. We can yard the train and make a runaround move. Going to be making some major changes up here with the cement mill. I'm going to remove this section right here, and I'm going to redo it basically, so we'll have 2 tracks feeding up where the silos are now, and then in front of this we're going to have the kilns. Ray Wheeler's put together the Walters Valley Cement kilns, and he has them operating, and he has a sound unit, and we're going to install that here. Well, that's it for this month. This is what I've gotten done in the last month, and making progress. I'll have this railroad tied together here eventually and be able to do some limited operations. That's what I'm looking forward to. So it's December, so it's time to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. So this is Bob saying so long until the next video. So remember now, model railroading, you know, we got the best hobby in the world. I mean, there's so many things we do, so many things we learn in order to build a model railroad. So let's get out there, let's have fun first of all, let's make something, build something, and let's run some trains. Okay, Merry Christmas everyone. So long.